Okay, so Octaves 102. We're going to work with Liszt sonata, this really famous passage. It's somewhere around the beginning of the piece. It's just a whole octave cadenza. And it's really difficult, it's problematic, and for anyone who's really perfectionist, like we all are, it's something that all of us really need help with. So, how do we do this? The first way that I learned to do this was, as I mentioned before, to rest in the keys. So that looks something like this, if I try to explain it as briefly as possible. So we're now tight here and going sliding from one key to another. So you have to practice it very slowly, playing one key at a time and resting. Actually take the time to rest and then move to the next and rest and move to the next and rest and move to the next. And then you have to make sure that it's always 100% accurate. So if you move and miss, then try again. Rest and go. So you play the key, make sure that you're playing in a way that's making a nice sound by not being tight here. Everything is relaxed, and then rest completely. And then once you're completely rested, sometimes I'll say we're so not used to being rested that you actually say rest and you go like this. You go, oh, I can rest more. Oh, I'm still holding something. So it takes a while, it may take a while for some people to actually feel completely rested. And then go. So from the time when you're ready to go, this is actually quite fast. And rest. Yeah, it was not 100%. So rest. And then eventually, you play in such a way, it feels kind of as if your hands are like a mop that's full of water, so it's really heavy. But it's never like this. It's so that's the first thing. The second thing, so rest in the keys. The next thing is follow where you have black and white keys. Use this to your advantage. It's easier if you have some black keys because it forces you to go forward and keep this not locked because the entire arm is relaxed. So at first it looks like this, and then eventually it starts to look like this. And every single octave needs to be worked this way. Then the next thing you need to do, this is more in the final stage, is pay attention to where you're not being accurate. That helps. So you need to know which are the places that you need that focus. See, this F is a problem. Still a problem. It's not working well today. So this is a place where I need some special concentration. I'm going to try doing something like that. And the last thing is, it's not enough to have it good once. Because if you screw it up all the time and then finally you get it right, that's like once out of 100. It needs to be 10 times out of 10. So that's 2 times out of 3. You need to be honest with yourself. Something like this, just to practice, take time before that G. fraction of a second when practicing to make sure that I'm placing where it's hard. But you can't place everywhere, so you have to know where it's hard. Something like that. Let's say this one is problem. This D down here is a problem. So I'm going to do something like this. Just to practice. And then, when you play it, even in a concert, that's not something that it's just going to take. It's just a slight not even a second, it's really a fraction of a second. That's okay to take. Just to make sure it's right. So, okay, to summarize, again, practice resting in every key. That's the first thing. The second thing is to be honest with where it's working, where it's not working, and know where that is. Next thing is use the black keys to your advantage, so that helps you. So you should be watching where these thumbs are going. That's another way of practicing. Play just the thumbs. It's very difficult. And what was the last thing that we said? Know where the mistakes are and take a tiny little second to place those when you practice. And that's going to help. So that's some tips for nailing those octaves. It's a very tough passage, but that's quite applicable to any passage with lots of octaves. So when you come to my masterclass, we're going to talk about octaves.